According to Werstein, William Shakespeare was born in April of 1564 and grew up in the town of Stratford-upon-Avon until he moved to London to begin his professional career as both a writer and an actor. London was exploding at that time and brought with it many new influences, which Shakespeare used to help create some of the most well-known pieces of literature in history. According to Schoenfeld, in 1609 a volume of Shakespeare's poetry entitled Shakespeare's Sonnets was published. This was a series of 154 sonnets that followed the same structure of 3 quatrains followed by a couplet. Sonnet 5 addresses a beautiful young man and urges him to reproduce. According to Schoenfeld, Shakespeare uses the image of a flower blooming in summer as a comparison for the young man in his prime. Eventually, summer gives way to winter, or old age, taking with it the flower's beauty and vigor. Shakespeare argues that the only way to preserve a piece of the beautiful flower is to distill it into a perfume. Those hours that with gentle work did frame the lovely gaze where every eye doth dwell will play the tyrant to the very same, and that unfair which fairly doth excel. Here the first quatrain is essentially saying that time slowly and carefully molded the young man into a beautiful creature, and will also eventually take away that beauty. For never-resting time leads summer on to hideous winter and confounds him there. Sap checked with frost and lusty leaves quite gone, beauty o'ersnowed and bareness everywhere. In simpler terms, the second quatrain says, for never-resting time brings summer into hideous winter where all of the beauty dies. All of the young man's once beautiful and youthful physical attributes will go away, leaving him a bare and hideous version of his former self. Then were not summer's distillation left, a liquid prisoner pent in walls of glass. Beauty's effect with beauty were bereft, nor it nor no remembrance what it was. An interpretation of the third quatrain could be read that if it wasn't for the distilled perfume of summer, being held prisoner in a cage of glass, then all remnants of the youthful flower would be lost. There would be nothing left to remember the flower. Here the theme of reproduction is really brought up front. The only way that the young man can live on is to, quote, distill himself. The only way to distill himself is to have children. But flowers distilled, though they with winter meet, least but their shell, their substance still lives sweet. The final couplet acknowledges that man's physical body is temporary, but through having children, part of him can live forever.